Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Center Stage Community Podcast, where we give the community the center stage. I'm your host, Justin McCall, with my co-host, Kimber Horton.
Hey.
Hey, Kimber. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Today, we have another guest with us from the community. Guest number two. And I'm excited to introduce this guest in just a moment. But before we do, I need to remind everybody that Center Stage Community Podcast is brought to you by Insure Boss. Insure Boss has two locations, one in Chelsea by the name of Route 66 Insurance, right next to the post office in town. Another one in Ulagal, right behind Harbor Coffee, by the name of Truckline Insurance Agency. And remember that Insure Boss is insurance you need with the coverage that you expect. And it's also brought to you by
Kimber Horton, Solid Rock Realtors. I am your favorite local trusted realtor, and I want to bring a few listings that are right here in our community up today, if that's all right with Justin.
Absolutely.
There are two amazing houses in our community right now, right in town in Chelsea, 2-bedroom, 1-bath homes that are adorable. They're both priced below $150,000, which is very affordable. They're both updated, cute as a button, can do any type of financing that's needed, which is a really important factor. And I just want to share, people ask, when is the best time to buy real estate? Should I wait? Are the interest rates going to go down? Is the market going to crash? What are we going to do? And my answer to that is the best time to buy real estate is right now. If you think about things and if you're going to wait for the interest rate to drop down, guess what happens when an interest rate goes down by 1%? The buyer pool floods, and now we have more competition that's looking at the same home that you may have interest in. If we were to think about how much property was worth, 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, versus how much it's worth today, I promise you, when you think about those numbers, you're going to wish you would have made a move 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So just wanted to share those two amazing, very affordable homes for sale right here in Chelsea. There's also an amazing listing. If you have maybe a bigger family, you kind of have bigger needs. I am listing a fantastic home. It actually is going live today. This is actually going to air a little later than today, so it'll be active when this goes. But I'm listing this home today. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, on 2.5 acres out in the country. It was built in 2007, and it is a professional builder's personal home. So it's absolutely gorgeous inside. It has a pad that's already been ready, that's ready for your shop to be built. I think the pad that's ready is for like a 40 by 70 shop. Thousands of dollars already spent getting that ready for the future owners. So wanted to share a few of those listings that are right here in town. There's just so much affordability and great things happening in here. So if I purchased a home and I needed to insure that, I would call who again?
You would call Insure Boss in Chelsea, Route 66 Insurance, and in Ulagal, Truckline Insurance Agency. You can reach us by either coming by the offices at the locations here in town, easy to find right next to the busiest place in all of Chelsea, the post office.
Yes.
And Harbor Coffee's pretty busy too, and it's right behind Harbor Coffee in Ulagal. But you can also reach us at 918-789-3848. Again, 918-789-3848. Or go to our website, which is insureboss.com. That's INSURE, B as a boy, OSS.com. Kimber, how can I find out more information about getting an appointment with you?
Call your home girl, 918-760-5203. I also have a website, kimber.solidrockrealtors.com. You can go to that website and view any listing that's active out there or even pending. You can view any of those listings, any properties around there. It's a great avenue. You can reach me directly through that messenger. I'm all over social media. Call me, text me, whatever works for you.
Awesome. Well, today... Well, first, I almost forgot. We got to talk about the merch.
Oh, the merch. The link is out, you guys. We are excited to start launching some merchandise. So, flash it. Don't flash the audience. Just flash your shirt. There it is. Look at that. This is our very exciting, very first t-shirt to get produced here from Center Stage Community Podcast. This is the shirt that we are hoping the community will buy to wear to the 4th of July Spectacular.
Yep.
And on our previous episode, we shared that 50% of the net proceeds from the sales of this shirt are actually going to get donated back to our community, because that's what we're all about here. We're going to help the chamber keep the rides free at the 4th of July Spectacular event. event for our kids. So we can only do that and give that support if you will actually purchase the merchandise. Our hope again is that you will wear it. We would love to see these shirts flooded out at the 4th of July event.
Absolutely. Yeah. The hope is that not only do you purchase the shirt, but you also wear the shirt so that when you're at the event and everybody's wearing the shirt, it builds that love in the community. When you see the other people that are behind the movement as well, to build community, to see each other growing and to support each other. So make sure that you go to the description or the link that's in the description. We'll have it there. We'll also post it on our Facebook page. You can go there, order the shirt, and wear it to the event.
And when he says in the description, it's on the YouTube channel. Please go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, find the link, do the things.
Yep, absolutely. We also have other different items that we have, like this tumbler here.
Awesome cups.
It says Community Matters. We have a little mug that has that on there too. Also, a bumper sticker that you can put on the back of your truck, your car, whatever. And it says Community Matters. It lets everybody know that we're all behind this movement for the community. So,
yes.
Well, today, Kimber, I'm excited to announce our guest. We've been really looking forward to this guest for a long time since we got her booked. She was a little bit nervous in the beginning to come on and help represent the community, but I really am glad that she's here.
Me too. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time.
Oh yeah. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Morgan.
Yes, he's been waiting to say that.
Oh yes, I love it.
Hello, welcome.
Hello. Yes. Well, I will say why I was really nervous. I'm brand new to this community, and there are so many other people who could represent, and so I did not feel as though I should have been the one. But I feel honored that you did ask, and I kept saying no, and then I gave in.
I think one piece of the excitement for us to have Dr. Morgan on is that although you are new to our community, and by new, I mean you've been a part of this for a year now, a full school year, and you have just embedded yourself so deeply in our district and with our kids, and that's what we're excited to expose this to the world, if you will, because you are at the helm of so many things at our school, and that's what we want to talk about and want to share some things. So. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your background. How many years have you been teaching and been in this industry?
Not very long, actually.
And that's really surprising.
So I graduated with my bachelor's in 2017. My start did not happen like I really wanted. And honestly, going into education, going to college, I did not think it was something that was going to be for me. However, and I shared with you guys that being an educator, being a teacher, it has been on my heart for as long as I could remember. And we had to, in the 6th grade, we had to write an essay about if we were, and then whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And I did, if I were a teacher. I placed one of 3. I ended up getting a check and everything for that.
A whopper. And how much was your check?
A big old $25.
25 smackers.
And I walked myself through that drive-through with my sister. I said, we're going and cashing this in. We were the weirdos in the drive-through with cars behind us and in front of us. We just walked, like this is normal. But it was exciting, and to see where I am today, where in May 3rd, I walk the stage for my doctorates. Yeah. And the fact that happened is incredible, because my sophomore year of high school, my dad sat me down. No one in my family had college, just wasn't something we talked about. It didn't happen. And he sat me down, told me to pick what I wanted to do at the Votech, which was incredible. I loved my experience at the Votech. I did cosmetology. My mom she did hair for many years, and I right out of graduating, I did cut hair. I worked at a salon in Tulsa, and I was one of the managers there. I got married 2 weeks after I graduated high school.
Boom.
To the same guy that I was with in my sophomore year also. And the thought of going back to school and being an educator, in my head, I wanted to be actually early elementary, because I had worked at my aunt's daycare throughout high school. And I'm within the church. I did children's church, and so.
What was it that you liked about that? What drew you to it?
It was the excitement of the aha moments, and bringing in different lessons and bringing things in. Like, even whenever I being 17, 18 years old at the daycare, I should have just saw it as a babysitting moment, but I didn't. I was bringing activities and bringing lessons to the kids, and it was exciting to be a part of that. But being newly married, having bills, and my husband, he did the college thing for where his parents paid for it. He did the college thing for all of 2 semesters, and he was like, yeah, it's not for me. And I wanted to go back, and he said, where you're making so much. I wasn't making much, but for 18, it felt like that. But just stopping our whole life and going to school, it just wasn't going to happen. And so we ended up having some babies, and we have 2 girls. One, she's turning 20 in June, and the other one is turning 18 in August.
And she's also graduating. You guys did fun graduation pictures together.
Yes.
Those were so special. What an amazing moment in your lives.
Yeah, and it was her idea. She's definitely a mama's girl. I think that she was trying to suck up, but it was really neat to be able to be a part of that and experience. And I also didn't want to steal her thunder, because this is a huge accomplishment to get my doctorate, but graduating high school is a huge accomplishment also. So I wanted to not steal the limelight from her. For instance, whenever for my graduation, it's going to be the 4 of us plus her boyfriend, and we haven't invited my family because I want Avery's graduation to be the moment. Yes,
and I just feel like that's just another layer of what makes you so special. You don't want to steal anybody else's light.
Well, yeah.
It's just who you are. You do great things. You have came into our school district, and I just feel like you've made a big splash. You've made the pickup line amazing. You have brought, I feel like the morale and the energy in our Goad Elementary, something that's really special. If you have not had the opportunity to drop your child off in the Goad line or pick them up, I guess. I don't know if you wear them in the afternoon. My kid's a bus rider now in the afternoon, so he's big. It's so fun. There's Dr. Morgan is wearing costumes out there. There's usually an awesome inflatable. I've seen a unicorn. I don't know what all I've seen. There's teachers out there with signs that are just positive sayings. We've got music. I mean, you just set the tone right off the bat when our kids are getting out of the car, setting the tone for their day. And I'm sure the adults too. I mean, I leave there thinking, yes, all right, let's do this.
Well, in all of my experiences, I try to bring something from it, and we were active at the church that we actually just left, and we're church shopping right now. But my husband was the experience director, and just all the things, the welcome signs, and we need this as much at the school as we did at the church as well. And so I brought some of those things in, and just making sure, because it's hard to leave mom, it's hard to leave dad, and the unknown. And so just finding all the opportunities to just make it exciting.
I love that. We've talked a little bit about how you think outside the box in what you bring to the table for our kids, a little bit in your teaching history, programs that you started, things that you were able to do. And I feel like you do that daily with our faculty too, and just what's happening behind the scenes for the people that are teaching our children every day. Talk to me a little bit about, I want to hear about when you went through with your students about teaching them some economy lessons and things like that, because Dr. Morgan is someone who thinks beyond the curriculum and the worksheet. And I think that's something that's elevating us as a district. You want to understand our kids. You are going above and beyond in that. So this is just a small example of things that you've gotten the chance to do teaching before. So just talk a little bit about that, because I thought it was really neat.
Well, I have a quote that it's not what you do for your children, but what you teach them to do for themselves that makes them successful human beings.
So good.
And that quote has inspired me as a parent, but also an educator, where we are sending these kids out into the world and beyond the walls of my classroom and my school. What can I do? And so I looked for these opportunities. For instance, I found that budgeting and just being able to pay bills, it's been kind of difficult for some adults to be able to do that. And so I decided for my very first class, I started where they had to pay rent. We had $50 that they had to pay each month. We had a class store that they were able to purchase things, and there were things that like coupons where maybe you can take your shoes off, maybe you can eat lunch with a teacher, where you brought a friend also. And so I sacrificed a lot of my lunch times with some pretty cool kids that they wanted to eat lunch with me, which is it was exciting. And then I'm constantly listening to like what's being said around, and one of the students said, "Ooh, what if we could buy a Christmas for our parents and our families with this?" And I was like, what if? And so I've also learned that all people can do is say no. And
That's right.
I've stopped being scared asking. And so I reached out to several places and brought it to them, and we had a business that they donated $1,500. I used that, went to Walmart and went crazy on different things that moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, brothers and sisters would enjoy. So they used their classroom money. They wrapped, bought, and everything with Christmas.
What grade was
this?
This
was fourth grade.
I'm surprised. I mean, fourth grade, thinking about their parents. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We need more of this at a higher level too, just for adults and older students to learn to do the budgeting and the things.
Can you do that in second grade and first grade? I mean, that's where Haley and Addie are right now. I mean,
We'll see what we can do.
I do just, I want to talk a little more about that you have come to our community from Pryor, and how do you feel being in this community versus where you were, and really what drew you in here, and just the relationships that you've built and how you feel here. You said at first that you're an outsider. I feel like you've been here forever. I felt that way the moment I met you, serving on the school board. You came in to meet our board, and I thought, oh my gosh, she's something special. And you've proven to be that. And so I just want to hear a little more about that.
All right. Well, I will backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
And talk about what brought me here. What brought me to wanting this position, being in this leadership role.
So and let's start with that first, actually.
Okay.
For those who don't know you, what position do you have right now in
I am the assistant principal at Goad Elementary. And before that, I was third and fourth grade over at Pryor. I was at Lincoln, and I moved into the STEM lab right before COVID. But COVID, they decided, we're closing this lab. And 2 weeks before school started, I was told that if I wanted a job, I would be moving to another school where in the same district. And so I taught fourth grade at another school, which was, I see everything as something that I can add to my experience, and it's just even more that I can bring. And so I jumped into it as, what am I going to be learning here? And then, but when I was in my classroom with my 25-ish students, I knew that I wanted more. I taught preschool before that, and whenever I was working with these students, I was like, they are just preschoolers in fourth grade bodies, and they want to learn the same way these preschoolers learn, which is why I brought some of the learning that I brought, and why I wanted a bigger impact, where I need more kids to be learning like this. And so I ended up in this, I did get back into the STEM lab or into it. And I had 3rd through 5th grade, and where that was, I mean, we're talking about 300 kids, but I wanted more. And I know it sounds really
selfish. It's a blessing and a
curse. I was excited and happy about where I was at, but I still did not know. And during this time, I was working on my master's. I graduated 2019 with administration and leadership, still not knowing what I wanted it to look like. And in the lab, I saw all the things that not just 3rd and 5th grade students could be using, but what could we be doing for these K-4 kindergarten? And so I brought the learning to their classrooms, made sure to stay with the standards, because honestly, standards are exciting, and the things that you can do with the standards. Yeah. And if you don't know, these are the things that we have to teach at grade level. And so I made sure to bring it into the STEM type of things that were age appropriate for them. And the other 2 elementaries, they were like, what are they doing? And so they mimicked some of the things that I had created in the lab. And what I realized from there was that it was the teachers that I was so excited about, because if I could get these teachers to see this different learning and the excitement that we can bring to learning, then that's where the impact's going to be. And so that's what brought me where I was job searching and looking for that perfect position to be able to make that impact and support teachers and be there for them.
I definitely feel like you have accomplished that. I mean, you have made it a pointed effort to, I feel like, connect our community. You have leveled up our social media game, which is just how the world gets their information now. And so, our website is going now, our app, or I think so, it was, I think. But, we have our app and we have that Facebook and social media. And you have really made it an effort to, I feel like, connect parents back in. You've reached out directly into our community to bring parents back in. And I know as a school board member, direct conversations that we have is that we want the community and the world to know we are open. Families, come back in here. We want this togetherness again. Get in here and support your kids. And that looks different in different classrooms and in different ways. But I think that you have really excelled at that, at bringing our faculty together, a fun energy. And I am understanding more and more in the seat that I hold that that teacher morale, when it's up high, great things happen. That's where the investment begins, is into the people that are at the helm teaching our kids. And so I just feel like that energy has poured out, and you are successfully bringing what you intended to do. I would love to ask the question that if you could wave your magic wand and just bippity boppity boo, what would you bring into our school district?
I would bring in the preschool-like learning. I would bring in where everyone is learning with their hands. They're learning. They're being a part of it. People probably get sick of hearing. I listen to podcasts like all the time. I have a 30-minute drive every morning where I'm filling myself with some sort of podcast, and I'm like, what can I gain from this? Well, one of the things that came on a podcast was here you have this person who's highly intelligent, and they know everything about red. They know the science behind red, absolutely everything, but they're colorblind and they've never seen red before. Do they truly know and understand red? They've read about it. They know the science behind everything. And sometimes I feel like that is how we are in the classroom, where we're feeding them the students this information. We're giving it, but do they really know until they can see it and be a part of it and
what a concept
and feel it? So that's where I want to bring a different type of learning into. And then let's do away with the test.
Let's do away with testing. It's testing week at school. They just kicked off. This isn't the only testing week. And we've talked about before the show just the impact that testing week has on our teachers. And I remember as a student, the pressure that's on you, the heaviness, it's long, you're exhausted, you're hungry. Sounds like me still today. But never had I ever dreamed about the impact that it has on our faculty, our staff that's leading us. And you were sharing with me a little bit about the weight that you guys carry on the administrative side and the teachers.
Yes. Well, I mean, just trying to work out the schedule and knowing that this is the amount of time we have and here's the master schedule. How do we make it work? Like, for instance, today I proctored, and then students, the fifth graders, they had to eat early. And so, which meant I wanted the teachers to go and get a lunch, and so I went to lunch with the students, and I did a duty for that, but they needed to move, and so I took them out to recess, and it was right back to testing not long after that. Yeah. And I was like, I have 6 minutes. I can eat this. But that's just what happens during this time.
Right. And it's just so hard. And it's frustrating too. We've had different conversations about this, that it's just frustrating when these students are in here, they're testing, and it just feels so unfair to gauge so many things that come from this one, set of exams. It just feels unfair because it's not who these kids are, and every kid learns in a different way. And that's something else that I just feel like you really try to hone in into figuring your children out, figuring out how to help them connect to that. They may know the ins and outs of the color red, but have they felt it? Have they seen it? These different aspects like that. I just, you made a statement to us previously that, gosh, if there's going to be someone that's passing legislation, they should have to come proctor. They should have to be in there and watch these students and watch everything that goes into this, and really take into account these children. They should spend some time in a classroom. And so there's so much weight in that statement to me.
Right. For instance, these are things that they're reading that they have no connection to whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But you sit down with these boys, these hunting boys, and the knowledge that they bring out, and let's connect that to some of our standards, and don't do this. That's not. They have no purpose. They see no purpose in it, but they see a purpose in the things that they love. Yeah. And
if you could help a kid calculate angles like with their fishing rod and how they're casting and where they want it to land, you're going to connect with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We visited too. There was a direct ask. We wanted to ask Dr. Morgan, as parents and business owners, how can we help these kids during this testing time? What is something that they can do to help support?
Well, I want these kids, I want them all to feel that everyone is behind them, because once we're done here, they're going out into the world. They are, they're ours. They're going out there. And so what I was hoping that maybe businesses, parents, anyone could adopt a class during this testing time. We still have many more days, and where they're showing their support. For instance, I did little mints. It was pretty cheap, and put that they had the mental capacity to do this from Dr. Morgan.
And so a typical grade in our school district is about 60 kids. There's a 7th grade class that's a little bigger, but that doesn't have to be expensive. So there's a direct ask for support if you are interested to just, you don't have to spend a lot of money. It can be a bag of mints. It can be something just to show these kids that, hey, your community is behind you. We are all behind you. You are smart. You are brave. You can do hard things. You've got this. And so I think it would be really wonderful to get some parents to, I'll definitely be trying to figure out what I can do to help. That just excites me. We get behind our kids, and those are eventually going to be the people that get back behind our community. They're going to grow up into adults. And if we are watering that seed now, they're going to grow into something beautiful that wants to support and pour back into, just back into in any community. If they leave Chelsea, they will leave here and be good citizens and do the same, hopefully.
Yes, and they'll be telling people where they're from, too.
That's right, and they'll be proud of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, so a few questions that I wanted to ask you. Just curious. So coming from Pryor over to Chelsea, what has been your experience with people in the community, with the community as a whole? Like, were you accepted, widely, or what was that like for you?
Well, after getting approval, I went and toured the school, and just the different feeling. Also, seeing that people don't go. They're here. They're committed. This is where they're from, and what they didn't want to be anywhere else. And it was exciting to be there. I went to a small school. I graduated from Chouteau, so having that feeling of a small school and that close community, it felt really nice.
That's awesome. I love that so much. You have just been building yourself in this community, in our school district. You have been growing. Where do you see yourself in the future in our district?
I'm not sure. I mean, here, and I continue working with the teachers and just growing, and hopefully moving towards more of a hands-on approach.
Yeah, I love that.
And things, and looking for more opportunities because my passion is to support the teachers and to put smiles on their faces, because if I'm putting the smile on their face and they're excited to be at school, then that is going to go into the classroom as well.
It really does. It just pours over. I had the opportunity to get to be a part of our Christmas party for the Art Goad faculty this year, and it was so special. Our teachers deserve to feel special. They're not doing this. If you think they're doing this for the money, you're wrong. I'm looking straight at you in the camera. If you think they're doing this for the money, you are wrong. People like Dr. Morgan, the faculty, the people that are taking care of your children daily. I say that it's not a daycare, but they are. We hand our children off to them every day. They deserve to feel appreciated and have their morale lifted, because public education is a scary place. As a school board member, I am more aware than I've ever been of the uphill battle that we are constantly in for funding, for teacher recruitment, so many things. And so to know that we have someone like Dr. Morgan pouring into our faculty so that love and light can pour over into our kids is powerful. It really, really is.
One thing that I had noticed whenever you did come on is, in particular, one thing that we say, let me say it like this. One thing that we say is that you cannot have community without communication, right? If we don't know what's going on, the community doesn't know what's going on, it's really hard to do anything, really, right? Because you don't know what the needs are, right? So I have noticed, especially on the Facebook page, a lot of different pictures and descriptions of what's going on inside of the school system. And I can say as a parent that I appreciate that, seeing what's going on and how that's impacting the spread of the communication with the whole entire school system, if you will. So briefly, because we're running low on time, kind of tell me a little bit about what does communication mean to you, and how important is that for you?
Well, I feel as though we're no matter what, we're selling ourselves, and we want everyone to see what's happening, and so I want everyone to see the positivity, the amazing things that's happening inside the school. And the only way to do that is with these platforms that we're all on. Yeah. And so, and I actually, if you notice, we were on the Chelsea Public Schools Facebook page, but I was oversaturated. I mean, I had so many things happening. And so I did ask, I was like, can we go on Art Goad instead? Yeah. So if you're not on Art Goad Facebook page, go there, because that's where our information has been.
It is, and it's such a connection. It's excited me as a parent. It makes me excited and want to do more for our students. Just seeing the positive impact that's happening daily in there. It's the things that you guys do. They may seem small in the moment, but they are so big. And I know that connection to the community, that connection to the parents is something that our school district is really hungry for. And I feel like communicating that out on the social media platforms is really a great way to be connecting parents and just our community back to our school.
Yeah, I agree with that. Lastly, but not least, is there anything that I know we kind of talked about the supporting the testing and everything. Is there anything else that parents and business owners, community members need to know of how we can support the teachers, the students, anything like that in the community?
Just come out, be a part of our place. Any opportunity, reach out to us, because I think with COVID we shut down, and then it was like, how do we open back up? And we haven't been able to. I do know this next year we had the Family and Community Impact team. be seeing a lot more things happening. It was a little bit of because I have so many ideas going through my head, and it was scaring people.
I'm a part of that impact team. I love it, though. It's exciting.
Things are going to happen, and so be a part of it. Be a part of the amazing things that's going to take place here.
I know recently there was volunteers. There were volunteers needed for the book fair.
Yes.
There was something that put out for the garden. Is there a garden at school? We were looking for some volunteers for that after school and some things like that. So if you are interested in participating in school activities, maybe you don't have children in the district anymore, but it was something that you felt passionate about and driven to be a part of, reach out, because they are, there's a need, there's a want. We want that connection. We want you to know we're open. We want you back in here supporting our kids and boosting their confidence. And again, letting the children of our school district, our community know that we are behind you 100%.
Absolutely.
Well, I have looked so forward to this episode, this guest for ever since the very beginning. And I just can't thank you enough for taking the time to come on here with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe some of the exciting things that are going to be happening, we might be able to make everybody aware of it through Center Stage Community Podcast, and we can keep people in the community posted as to how they can help and how they can volunteer and be a part of what's happening in our school system. And again, thank you, Dr. Morgan, for coming on, for being a part of the
He's been wanting to say that for weeks.
I can't tell you how much I have been rehearsing that. Probably daily, if you will.
I love it. I should hear it every time I see you. No.
I'll remember that when I'm dropping off the girls in the morning for school and all that. So, but again, really, honestly, thank you so much for taking your time to come on with us. We really appreciate that. And we're looking forward to everything that is going to be happening in our school systems over the years to come.
Absolutely.
So, and community, remember to go into the description of this show in YouTube, and you're going to find the link to the merch site where you can get the shirt to help show your support for the community. You're also going to find the tumbler. You're going to find a bag, actually a couple of different bags, and several different things that you can do to show your support for Center Stage Community Podcast. Also, if you would please leave a comment down in the comment section.
Only good ones.
Only good ones, which thus far 100% have been
We have
good
not
comments.
had any negative comments, and that means the world to us.
Absolutely.
Maybe you're holding them in your thoughts. That's fine. But thank you for not sharing them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was a big kind of risk for us, right?
Yes.
Taking time to come do this. We weren't sure how this was going to be received in the community. We're doing this 100% because we care about the community, and we want people to feel a part of the community, from the least to the greatest, and everybody involved as much as they possibly can. We think about you. We pray about you. We seek the best for you in everything that we do with our businesses, with our families. We really feel a part of the community, and we want the community to feel a part of this. It's important to us. Isn't that all right?
That's right. We're really thankful to be a part of this. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. If you didn't want to listen to us, we probably wouldn't be here. And so we hope to continue to bring everyone together. We hope to give everyone a platform here at Center Stage to share positivity. We want to share stories that are right here in the community, like Dr. Morgan. You don't have to be born and raised here. I'm an implant. I'm from California. I'm proud of where I came from. I'm also proud to be right here. And
Isn't it funny? The three of us are all implants.
Yes, and that's just it. It doesn't matter who you are. You can make an impact right here. And guess what? If you don't live in Chelsea, Oklahoma, make an impact where you are. Mm-hmm. You can make an impact anywhere you are. Guess what? Any school district will be so excited to receive support for their students that are testing this week, next week, all the way to the end of the year. Yep. Guess what? When the school year begins, teachers are so thankful to receive a donation of supplies. It can be such small things. There's so many things that you can do in your community outside of your school district. So we just are here to support that. We want to bring that unity. We hope you feel loved and supported here from us at Center Stage. And we are looking so forward to all the things that we have planned for the future.
Yes, guys. And remember, Center Stage Community Podcast is where we give the community the center stage.
That's a wrap.